the ones I've been like meeting from like Cold Approach, like they've been like so sweet, you know,
Yeah.
and like you know they haven't been like this girl at all, right? And then so it's like this girl's like acting the way
Okay.
she's acting,
Let's go from
you
the
know?
beginning. Let's start. Okay, so you met this girl online, right?
Yeah, from Bumble, yeah.
Okay, you met this girl online. You haven't met her before this. She's from another country. She's
Right.
from, was it Indonesia or Malaysia?
Jakarta,
Oh, Jakarta,
Indonesia.
Indonesia. Okay, so actually the same country I'm in right now. I'm in Bali. Okay, so
Right.
and then so you were in a period where you're a little lonely. You weren't doing cold
Yeah.
approach. This girl was
Yeah.
like from online. She seemed really attractive. She seemed like a good person. You
Yeah.
guys basically chatted um, every single day, right?
Right.
For like
Right.
what, 3 weeks?
Something like that, like two, three
Okay.
weeks, yeah.
All right. So basically, you guys were chatting for 3 weeks, and then you finally met, and she turned out to be not what she expected, right? So
Yeah. I mean, it's just I mean, you know, she wasn't that bad, but it was just like I don't know. She just kind of started to like piss me off, and it's just like just like by the way she was
how
acting.
so? So first day was good, right? So and this is the thing, right? When talking online with a girl, and then meeting a girl in real life, there's so many unknown variables that get exposed,
Right.
right? So,
Right.
so first day was okay. She flew. So explain this process. She paid her own flight to
Well,
to
so
see.
she's what she said is like what she said is like, hey, I'm gonna go to Bangkok with my friends, and we're gonna
Mhm.
spend a few days in Bangkok,
Yeah.
and then I'll come see you. And actually, to be honest, like at this point, I wouldn't even be that surprised if she wasn't even with her friends, but she was like with another guy or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's also
no
very
harm, no,
interesting
no.
because how did she even match you? How did she even match you if you guys are in different
What do you mean?
countries? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
She was
she
on
because she
travel.
travels to Bangkok a lot,
Okay.
and like she originally matched me when I was here, like a few months ago,
Okay.
and then she like we were supposed to meet, and she blew me off,
Mhm.
and
Okay, so she was
then
physically here at least. She was physically here
originally
when you
a
guys
few
met.
months ago,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. And so she like blew me off, and then I was like, all right, whatever. And then she got my Instagram. I don't remember exactly how that happened. And then like I was posting on Instagram. She responded to one of my stories actually, and she's like, oh hey, I'm in Bangkok right now. You
Hmm.
know, we want to meet. And actually at this time was I just started dating that girl in that Thai girl. And you know, the thing is like that Thai girl I was thinking at the time, like, you know, maybe like it wasn't for me to like have like a relationship with her and maybe it like wasn't the best, but you know, at least she was super hot, right? She was
Hmm.
like super hot for me, you know, and then I was like I told her, I was like, yeah, you know, I met somebody, sorry. And then you know, like a month or so goes by and you know I'm not with that Thai girl anymore, and then like she starts responding to my stories, and then like New Year's we start like around New Year's, around the holidays, we start like talking a little bit more, and
Hmm.
then it eventually evolved into us like kind of like talking to each other almost every day. And yeah. Uh I mean, I was like, I feel like when I first started talking to her, it was like kind of nice, like, but then it's like, you know, as I started to, you know, do cold approach more, and I had like more, you know, kind of abundance, you know, like
Yeah.
it just kind of felt like I was already starting, and like I was starting to meet like pretty like interesting girls, so I was already starting to like kind of be like, you know, what am I doing here? But you know, I was like, you know, at that time I was like, you know, I invested a lot of energy, time and energy into this girl, like let's at least meet her, you
Yeah.
know? And and then yeah, so I met her the other day, and I was like, I saw her and I was like, okay, like I mean it's like yeah, she looks like her pictures, but like she wasn't like she wasn't as like hot as I thought she would be.
Hmm.
And then she was like, I don't know, she kind of smelled like a little bit, and like
All right, let's
uh
talk about the red
yeah,
flag. I mean, look, dude. Okay, yeah. So we all know that online dating, sometimes girls don't look perfectly, right? But let's talk about
I mean,
the red flags. Like, what were the actual issues?
that she like when she was here.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. It just I feel like a big part of it is like she just kind of felt like okay the first day, right? It's
Hmm.
like she kind of felt like a bit entitled, like for example, like we went shopping, like, and it was nice. Like she kind of helped me like find some like clothes for myself, right?
Yeah.
And then like we went to like a bookstore, and then she like picked one book that she wanted to buy for herself or her friend, and then she picked like she I just like slid another book in there,
Hmm.
and so she
Oh,
like
she
kind
wanted
of
you to
like
buy it.
yeah, so she kind of tricked me into like buying two things for her, and originally I thought I was only buying one thing for her,
Yeah.
and then I was like, okay, that's like I feel like that like kind of behavior is like was like a little weird. Like I feel like I didn't have like a
Okay.
girl like do that
She was
before,
like
right?
pushing the boundaries. She was trying to see what she can get away with. Right.
Yeah, she was just like, and then like she posted like the books that I bought on like her Instagram story, and then these hordes of guys started like replying to it, and like she was like showing me like when I was taking her out to dinner, and then
Yeah.
she was even
They're
replying
just
to
kind of
them,
like rubbing in your face.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and then she was even replying to them, and I feel and like she was also just kind of like she wasn't like chill. She was like kind of being like a pain in the ass. Like she's like, "Oh, what are we going to do now? Like, let's do this." And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah." Like she was like very like trying to like really like steer me to do the things that like she wanted to do a lot,
Yeah.
and like it wasn't like she was just like chill and like going with the flow,
Hmm.
like and But yeah, like the first, I was like, oh, that's a little weird, and then it was like, and then I started to feel like I think like originally I didn't really like those things bothered me, but they like I mean in hindsight, like after everything, I feel
Yeah.
like those were real things, but at that point, like at that night, and I was like, okay, like you know, basically the thing is like bottom line I don't like this girl. Like she's fucking annoying. Like she's trying to like I feel like she's trying to take advantage of me.
Hmm.
And then also it's like she's not as hot as I thought she was. So
Yeah.
I was like, let me sleep on this, at least try to have like one good day with her. I didn't want to say anything that day, right?
Yeah.
And then like the next morning I woke up and I was like, hey, listen, I don't want to like break your heart or anything, but I don't think like this is gonna work out with you and I.
So
And
when these red flags started surfacing, did you tell her like, "Hey, this is not cool," and why, or like you didn't communicate that, and then you just told her all the next morning?
yeah, I kind of really didn't tell her.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I just
So let's in the future just stop it right when you see it. You know,
okay.
you got to understand a
Gotcha.
lot of these girls are doing this shit on autopilot. They're not like, oh, let me, do a series of compliance tests on, this guy and see what I can get away
Yeah.
with. She's doing
I mean,
all this
that's kind
shit
of what it feels like she
subconsciously.
was doing.
Well, she's doing it
Yeah,
subconsciously. Hey, just be like, hey,
yeah,
look. So next time a girl, you take a girl to a fucking bookstore and she was gonna get one book and then she gets two. She's like, hey, I thought we are gonna get one book. Like
yeah.
now it's two. Like, hey, for me, I value just, you know, if you say one book, it's one book, right? If you
Right.
want to get a
Yeah.
second book, you can get that yourself, but I agree to get you one book, right?
But it kind of feel like she like tricked me almost into
You can't
doing
get
it.
you can't get tricked if you call
Right.
it out, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Um, or if a girl's like showing you her fucking DMs and she's getting all these texts from guys, just be like, hey, I don't appreciate you like
Yeah.
showing me that you're talking to other guys. Like,
Yeah.
you're
I
if
mean,
you're like you could be like, hey, I get it, we're not dating exclusively or anything like, but you're here with me. I'm
yeah.
kind of like taking care of you. So I would
Right.
appreciate if you're not entertaining other men while you're with me. I feel like that's disrespectful. You need to say that the first, because I think for you, you have a long fuse, so you just let like that shit stockpile,
Yeah.
and then you just lay down everything the next morning. She already forgot everything she did yesterday. She's
Yeah.
gonna
She
fucking
feels like she didn't
remember.
even do anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of how she felt. She's like, I didn't do anything. Like, what did I
Dude, oh
do?
yeah, dude. It's all in your head, so you gotta verbally express like, hey, I don't appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I think
Right?
that's really good advice.
And if
Yeah,
she
for sure.
smells, throw her in the fucking shower. I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes I've had girls do, I'll pull from a Vegas nightclub. Maybe they got a little bit of chlorine. It's just like, you know
yeah,
what? And I literally just be like, hey, here's a towel. Let's
yeah,
let's
yeah,
freshen
for
up.
sure.
I'll just say like I don't say you smell. I say, hey, let's freshen up.
Freshen
Let's
up.
like we. But by we, it's
For
just
sure.
you, right? So yeah, I mean, I don't know how long she's been on the airplane. That sucks. You
Well, no,
picked
she was
it.
with her friends for a few days, so
Hey,
or
you
whoever.
didn't see a story of her friends in any of her stories or like a picture?
No, that's the thing. Like I saw her at places, right? And it's just like, but
Well,
I don't remember if I saw her friends in her story or not.
these are all internet detective skills, right? So uh, when girls are hanging out with their friends, they're posting their friends, bro.
Right. Right.
So I mean,
I,
it's
I feel
all
like I really wouldn't even be surprised like if she was like doing the exact same thing she was with me with some other guy, honestly. And then she was like just with him for a few days, and then she's like, okay, I'm gonna go to this guy, you know. Um, but no, I think that's good advice. I mean, part of it too was because like I feel like at that point I was like kind of trying to build up like I think I already like just I mean it's like because like I think like when I saw her, I kind of got the ick, right?
yeah.
And like after we had sex, like I kind of had the ick for her. And I was
Mm.
also just trying to like build up like a case for like why I want to get rid of this girl, right? I mean, and I think those things were valid, but either way, I think your advice is right that I should have brought it up as soon as they happened, you know. But I guess a lot of the time it's just like sometimes I feel like I'm not that confrontational of a person, right? And like I'm like sometimes I'm thinking like, oh, do I really want to like, have this confrontation over like this little thing and kind of ruin the like thing unless it's
Yeah.
like a really
I,
big
I
thing. But
I think it's the delivery, dude. You can
yeah,
get away with anything just with the delivery, right?
okay.
So
Like what do you mean? So for example, when
just
she
the two books, you could be like, I agreed on one book.
yeah, yeah,
And you could be like, listen, I don't think we're gonna be doing that much reading while you're here, anyways. I think one book is enough. So
right,
you can do it with humor. You can
yeah,
yeah, you can do it with you can give the feedback with a smile, but yeah, don't get
yeah,
suckered into buying two books. Fuck that shit.
yeah. I mean, it's
Right?
just like she was really pushing my boundaries the whole time, like really up into the last minute when she wanted
You
me to
got it,
fucking
dude. It's all
do something.
unconscious. If you don't tell her, she's gonna keep pushing your boundaries, and
Mm,
it's that
yeah,
resentment's gonna build up.
yeah.
And
I mean,
she's
it was
gonna
building.
be
I was pretty. I fucking hated this girl by the time she was leaving.
well. You seem pretty happy on the first date when she flew over. You're like, oh, this girl's down for a threesome. Like, what happened there?
Well, no. So that was like, I don't know. Actually, at that point, the second day, like when that was the second day, and at
Mm-hmm.
that point, I was just like, I was like, I already don't like this girl, so like,
Mm-hmm.
fuck it. Let's see what like I could get out of her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if she for this. And it's like
But
she kind of at that point,
how did you bring
huh?
it up? How did you bring it up?
Just kind of like I was like, I don't know. We were kind of like a little high, and then I was looking at this. I was like, maybe I could maybe I could try this. And then I showed her this girl, and she was like, oh, like, do you think this girl is like cute or whatever? And then she's like, yeah, she's nice. And then I brought it up, and she's like, maybe that's something we could do. And yeah, and then I don't know. She started to say some like weird shit, and then she's like, oh, what about swinging or something? I was like, oh, okay, so you bring like some guy and his girl, and then we could do that. And she's like, no, I just want to bring another guy. I was like, what? And
That's
so I
fuck,
was like,
bro.
and I was like, are you retarded? Like, I was like, oh, so yeah.
Listen. I'm telling you, to meet a quality girl in Thailand, you need to fucking like. You're just not gonna find them online, dude.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I
You,
realized this. Yeah. Because the girls I've been meaning to record the approach have been I've been like pretty decent woman, you know, like
Yeah, you're
you know,
not gonna. Yeah, just online is, dude. Bali is even worse, dude. Bali, I
yeah,
mean,
I could
dude, it's just
imagine.
like a low IQ. It's yeah, Bali is terrible. So, well, look, I think you learn a lot here, and I think it wasn't the most traumatic experience. I think you learn from it, and um, you know, for what it is. I've been in situations, dude. I remember like many years ago, I flew a girl to Hawaii. She started her period. She was acting up, and she was just giving me all sorts of like shit best. So, dude, I know that feeling, man. But yeah, you really get to test the waters when a girl's with you for a really extended period of time that you can't see from just texting. You know.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, I'm never gonna do this
And you got to
fucking.
understand, and this is something you bring up a lot. Oh, she's hot, so I put up with it. Oh, she wasn't hot, so I didn't put. Bro, like it doesn't matter. She could be the hottest girl. Like your boundaries have to be your fucking boundaries.
I know. Yeah, you're right on that. Yeah.
She could be a
Yeah, I
Victoria's
think
Secret model.
yeah, I think that's the thing. Is like a lot of times like I feel like I kind of let things slide a little bit more if like I'm more interested in the girl, but I think you're right. Like I still need to like put myself first and have like clearer boundaries, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It'll be good for you, man. It won't escalate because girl, like almost all girls will do this. So if you don't lay the boundaries, it just becomes a slippery slope, and then it goes
Yeah.
down very quickly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'll try to get back to cold approach soon and like,
Okay.
you know, try to rebuild myself and like because I don't know, even like now it's like I feel like I just kind of feel like I'm like, I need to like but nah, I need to kind of try to get over this as soon as possible, you know what I mean?
Cool. So you sent a video. Do you have any other like sets to review?
No, I don't have anything new. I mean,
You
I
uploaded a file, right?
yeah,
Is
that
it
was like the full like 20-minute like argument with that girl.
is it worth
Like,
listening or?
I mean, I don't know. It's like it just um, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I guess it just depends on your curiosity. I mean, I don't know. I think there was like I think we've already addressed everything that needed to be addressed, you know. Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I can open it. Let me see here. Open with.
I mean, it's like 20 minutes. But yeah, I mean, it basically just starts with her going to like my place, and then she's about to leave, and then she starts asking me for money for the return flight. And the sketchy thing about it is too is like before I was like, oh, okay, I'll book it for you, and then she's like, oh no, you could just give me cash. I was
Oh, that's hella sus, dude. That's hella
like,
sus.
yeah, like this fucking sketchy, bro. Like, ugh,
I've had girls do that for Grab, and I'm like, I don't feel comfortable just giving you money. I'd rather just call it for you.
yeah. Some other
That's
girl
like,
did that shit too.
It's okay, see, I'll
Oh,
be there later. Don't worry.
careful. Like I don't know. Like the thing is like I've been to Nana Plaza before, and it's like at least that's like straightforward. I know what I'm signing up for. But when these girls try to fucking do these curveballs of being a whore, like it's really annoying for me. And also the
yeah,
thing is, too, is
yeah,
if I saw this girl at Nana Plaza, I wouldn't even give her a second look anyway. I know, yeah. But
yeah.
you said it doesn't.
Um, yeah. So, look, man. Just to summarize everything, number one is proper screening, right? So, if she says I'm visiting a friend, you got to know who she's visiting, right? Right.
Yeah.
I generally always confirm the girl's career and job, right? Did she ever
Yeah.
talk about her job or no?
Well, I mean, the way she made it sound, she just made it sound like her parents were kind of rich, but the more I got to know her and the more the shit that happened over the past few days, it really got me questioning, especially how like she was like how much she was really begging me to like fucking pay for her return flight. And then I feel like if her parents were like really as like well off as she made them seem, like she wouldn't care, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. I don't know if we need to go through all the audio. How did you get the shower sounds?
You need to pay.
Huh?
I'm not doing it.
You really need to pay.
No, I don't.
This is, can you hear this or
You
no?
need to pay.
Yeah, but I don't though.
I can't hear it.
Oh.
Oh, really? Okay.
Why are you acting like this?
I
Oh,
mean,
let's see.
you just.
And I'm well behaved here. I don't touch any
Oh,
single thing
yeah.
of your
Good,
stuff.
good for you. You're not a psychopath. Good. Yeah, fantastic. Now maybe be a big girl, be an adult, pay for your fucking ticket.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm coming here.
Bro, like,
I also
I-
pay myself.
I just really don't see a reason why I should do that.
You need to pay for my flight because this is it's not fair for us.
You're a big
It's
girl.
not
You have
it's not
money,
fair
you
for
can pay
us.
for it.
No. And the
Yeah, I
first
wouldn't-
thing after I came here, you just like fuck me. I'm such. What?
Yeah, you're the fucking psycho. I need.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. I would say, look,
You,
the only
you agree with me already. You agree with me, and I don't give a.
dude. I look. No matter who's right or wrong, whatever. Like, you don't want to antagonize the situation because I think you got just really
Yeah.
mad. You got really mad and you started like antagonizing her.
Well, I think
You-
it's just
you-
like, I mean, this is like, I feel like there's like, yeah, I got mad, you know,
Yeah.
and it's just,
Look,
I
want to. If you just don't see a future with a girl, you're trying to get rid of her. You want to do it as like nicely and quickly as possible. You know what I mean?
but it's just
Like,
like,
there's no
I
point-
think with this,
There's no point in educating the girl. You just gotta like make up an excuse. Just like, hey, I really, like, hey,
Any shit to you. I'm trying my best to like.
I'll give you. How about I give you $2,000?
No, it takes 6,006. Okay, half of it.
I'll give you $2.
No, 3.
yeah, yeah. So
I mean, I just, the way it's like, I tried to be like nice to her,
yeah,
and I feel like it just wasn't working, you know,
Yeah, that's-
and it's just like,
you just gotta suck it up, man. At this point, it's too fucking late. You just gotta do what, at this point, it's kind of like, some guys would be like, oh, this is sim behavior, booking her a flight. But this is more of just like, if it escalated at this point, you just want to get rid of the girl like as quickly as possible to prevent any like, she's gonna fucking ruin your life, right? You just don't want to get rid of her,
yeah.
I was just fuck, man.
I mean, like, what is she gonna do though? Like, I don't
Well-
know. Like,
Well, in Colombia, she might call a drug dealer and they might come to your house and kick your ass. But who fucking knows, man? Girls can be crazy. They could blast you on social media. They can make up shit, So, and this is where in the future you got to make sure she already has her own like return flights or whatever, dude. You gotta like have a contingency plan, right? So.
yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, I think, yeah, I just feel like, another reason is like, I feel like kind of like I have this like fear of like these like girls like doing this kind of stuff, like this
Mhm.
retaliation or whatever.
Mhm.
And I feel like I just don't want to be afraid of that. You know what I mean?
Well, you gotta look at practical. It's already gone to shit, so you might as well just you're not trying to fix it. You're just trying to politely end everything as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure. I mean, yeah, I just really didn't want to give her the money for that shit. Like, cause I was like already so mad at her. Already.
Yeah, in a way, like you kind of have to, bro. Like you're taking a fucking poor Asian girl who's visiting you from another country. Like she could be the worst person in the world, but like you can't get her stuck there. Right? Like what?
Well, the thing is like she didn't present herself to be that way. I mean, the way she presented herself was that she was like had more money than me. You know what I mean?
Well,
So,
that's your.
I mean, if
job,
she
the
was,
internet
like-
detective skills, right?
right. Well, anyway, it's what
All
I
right,
under the bridge.
I think you'll learn a lot. I would just say do
Yeah.
more cold. do more cold approach, less online, and just communicate with girls early on.
Okay.
Feedback wise. Any other questions, or it was all? I'm guessing it was pretty much all you had to deal with the last couple of days, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's jump to Martin. You go on that date yet or no?
Hi everyone. No, she canceled it. She flaked
Oh.
in the morning. Yeah.
Fuck, dude, come on.
Yeah.
What
Yes.
What's her excuse?
It wasn't an excuse at all. It was just completely neutral message like good morning, smiley.
Uh-huh.
And I have to cancel today because I don't have time after university. It's completely neutral.
Uh-huh.
Seems like she has other priorities or something like that. But it was okay for me, and I said, okay, thanks for telling me. And that's everything.
Yeah. Dude, it's almost not worth to pursue all these social circle stuff that all these sets, because it's just like you've already established a certain frame and this history with these girls. You'd be so much faster. You got to understand, like, if you cold approach a girl, you could be on a date with her like next day, right? So
Yeah.
like sometimes we feel like, oh well, I've been with this girl in like 5 different social settings, so there's something
Can
there.
you end screen sharing? I can
okay.
see you.
Okay, here we go.
Perfect. Thanks.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it's just better to do. It's just better to do cold approach practice, because that way you can at least get like 20, 30 sets, and you just have a better sample size to, make shit happen. So.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do instead of the date. I went into the city and set up my Meta glasses and wanted to do
you have
some
those?
approaches. What?
Do you have any footage?
No, I didn't make any set. My dad is in the hospital
Uh-huh.
and he will probably die.
Oh shit.
And I didn't felt like approaching, and
Okay.
I felt even bad about myself because I didn't do anything, and I went on Hinge and wrote some messages. I have some matches now, writing
Oh.
with them.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't felt like doing approaches. I tried, but I had no energy.
Okay. Have you tried to go on some of these global Telegram groups to look for like some wingman in your area, or
There is something I noticed. I have like 2 spaces where I can live. One in Hanover. It's like
Yeah.
600,000 people are living here.
the 2
And I
million?
also have this photo studio in Hamburg where like 1 or 2 million people.
Go to the
and-
one with 2 million.
Yes, there's a lot of sets to approach, and here it's there are not very much people or women I find attractive when I walk through the city.
Yeah.
So
I
I
would
have
also-
one in Hamburg.
I would also mix up some night game, because if you're doing day game and it's not a target rich environment, you're gonna be in your head because you're gonna be walking around a lot. Okay, so
Yes.
I think day game sometimes is very unpredictable, or there's high variability, right? So there are places where day game is really good, and then there are places where day game is just like really bad. If you're, if you're walking around 30 minutes just to find a set, you're gonna lose a lot of momentum. So I'll highly recommend mixing it up. Just go to like a low energy bar or lounge, pub. They're probably not gonna have the hottest girls, but at least you're gonna get consistently 5, 6, 7 approaches in.
I will do it. Did it last weekend and it was good. I approached 2 girls and it was like a 15-minute set. It was perfect. So
Would you have the
I
audio
will
for
do
that?
it again. No, I just
Bro, keep
I
going,
was
man.
in a bar.
Get the fucking
Okay, I
audio.
will. I will do it. I have it here. I just have to set it up like something that you have on your t-shirt.
Yeah, just have this in your wallet. Just have this in like a sling bag, somewhere like that.
Mm,
Okay.
we'll do it.
Any leads or anything on Hinge worth reviewing?
I don't know. I have a match from today with a girl that's only showing her face, and probably she's like fat or chubby, and I just chatted with her
Mm-hmm.
just to have some experience or practice.
Well, let me see. Screenshot her face. Let me see. Let me see what it looks like.
Yes,
I'm really good at estimating body fat.
she should be fat, I'm pretty sure. Let me see.
Aren't Europeans less fat than Americans?
I don't know.
Love those shitty white genetics, you know.
Oh, damn. Oh, no, there she is. No, that's not she. That's not her.
You want to send it on the Telegram group?
Yes. You can. Oh, damn.
What?
I tried to screenshot her WhatsApp image and no, I believe she gets a notification or
Really?
something. Yeah.
Well, just screenshot her. Just screenshot her Tinder bio.
It looks like she deleted the match on Hinge.
Oh no.
I only have her on WhatsApp now. She deleted the match on Hinge.
That's sus.
It's weird. Yeah.
Well, some girls are. I don't know about her, but I know girls that are like working. Sometimes working girls will do that because they don't want to. So they don't want to solicit services directly on the apps. So what they do is they want to quickly siphon you to like WhatsApp, and then they match you so that you can't report them for like soliciting sex. I know that's something
Maybe.
that like
she was very open. She was very open. She's like 28, and she said like, I've never had a date before. I only slept with men at the first date.
Why would that even come about on a conversation? That's kind of weird.
That's pretty weird. And I said something like,
that's
it's nice that you're so open to sex, but I think we should have a date first.
Yeah, that's not yeah, that's a really bad, that's sus, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't normally come up in a conversation.
Yeah.
Only had sex with men. Like, isn't that most women? Like, that's like.
That's not normal.
It's
something. I don't know. Something is wrong in her mind. There's a bad experience in the past. Who knows? But it's weird.
Dude, these little things will reveal a lot. Sometimes all it takes is like one slip. They say one weird sentence and it reveals a lot about these girls. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they're really aggressive about getting you off the apps, that's kind of a red flag. Like almost never do I meet girls like, hey, I don't have Instagram, but we should have this conversation on WhatsApp. And they're quickly like, that's like something a guy would do, right? So
yeah, I did it. I transitioned.
Girls will happily just keep the conversation on the dating apps. So, right?
Yeah, I believe you're right. Yes.
Yeah, most girls don't know how to lead. So if they're like leading, they're like, "Hey, let's go from here to here. Let's hop on this platform." It's kind of suspect because most girls are pretty passive. What was your question?
Do you have any like help for me with my mindset to make more approaches? Last time when I was out, I aimed for 10, but I only did 5.
Yeah.
And rocking around like an idiot. I didn't have any bad sets, and I'm capable of having good sets,
Mhm.
but I don't know why I'm not able to open more.
Yeah, so there's a couple of hacks that I used to do to help me get more approaches. Number one is you want to know your city better than everybody, so you should time block the most efficient hours of the week, right? So in most cities, obviously it's going to be Friday night, Saturday night, from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. So you should absolutely take advantage of the weekend nights. Okay. And also, in my opinion, Sunday afternoon is probably the best day for day game. And when I had a day job, Monday through Friday was work, and then Friday through Sunday was like me practicing cold approach. So yeah, maybe for you in Europe, maybe there's more foot traffic on the weekdays, but those are people going to work. You want to like do malls. I do not like street game as much. Like, see if you can find a large mall to do day game in.
Yeah, I have one here and it's completely empty, only children. They don't
Wow.
work anymore in Germany. And people kind of don't go a lot into malls. There is one in Hamburg and it's pretty good because it's warm and there are a lot of people, but it's very small. It's like not like in America. They are like small hallways and too many people there.
Well,
It's like
then maybe start with more night game then.
I sent you images so you can see what I mean when I'm there at the weekend. I will go there weekend.
You sent me images where?
Of the malls, of the mall that you can see what
you're going to
speaking
send.
of. Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
mean,
that's number.
it seems like you found some approaches in that library, though. You found some sets there.
Yeah. I will do it. That was nice. Yeah.
So a couple of different options, right? So one is obviously you can fly to eventually, maybe later this year, you can fly to Thailand or Vegas and work with me, right? So that's one way to just really fix a lot of stuff.
Would be nice, yeah.
And then find an accountability partner. So my friend Ice White, so he owns Game Global. Maybe you can find a wing at Game Global Telegram. So he has like a network of a lot of different cities and people in each city. So he has like a Telegram group for every city and country. So it might be worth looking for wings there. You could probably try Reddit, but usually most guys on Reddit, they're not very good. See if you can make friends with promoters and hosts. That also would be very powerful. Let's see here. Clean your room before you go out. That way you are motivated to pull in case something happens, right? So make sure your place is more presentable. But I think for me, it was a very strict routine. I didn't have like, I'm going to randomly go here. So just have a structure, right? It's just like every Friday from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. It's a non-negotiable. It's just a non-negotiable. Look, man, if you just go out and walk around, you will still get good most of the time. Okay, so so that's the thing you can control. You can't control whether or not you get the perfect approaches, but you can control if you're out there in case an opportunity happens, right?
Yeah.
One thing I used to do, like if I'm doing this like dedicated like time where I'm going to like the high traffic area and to do cold approach or whatever, I would like start a timer on my watch and just like see for how long I've been like dicking around with like out doing an approach, and I'll be like, damn, like I've been walking around for like 10 minutes and I haven't approached any girl yet. And I feel like that kind of like helped me. And then I like set a timer for every time like after I talk to a girl, just to kind of see how long I've been kind of like how much time I've been like wasting, you know what I mean?
Look, man, this is why like pickup is fucking hard. Most people can't do it, man. So when I was going out, I talked to a lot of fatties and mid chicks. It's just it's the price to pay. Like, yeah, I used to live in a city. It was just like fat Latinas. You just gotta do what you gotta do, man. The verbals are the verbals. Yeah, my first 2 years of pickup, like I lived in Old Town Temecula, which is like the Inland Empire. It's like the ghetto areas of like between LA and San Diego. All the ballers lived in San Diego or LA, and I lived in Temecula. And it was just like people lived there because the houses were cheap, right? Yeah, it was just 200-pound Latina moms, right? It was a fucking weird city. It was a weird city. It was like it was a residential town where you had 45-year-old cougars, moms, and like 10-year-old kids. It was like a family town. So I got the worst. Like a 45-year-old Latina is like they just got the worst body structure on the planet. It's like the SpongeBob SquarePants physique. It's just and no ass. It's like what I'm talking about. Look, you just gotta do what other men are willing to do, man. It's just
True.
right.
True.
And then I was like, I gotta. Here's the thing, right? Like you just gotta suck it up and deal with what you have at a time until your verbals reach a certain threshold, and then you're like. Once my skills unlocked, then I was more motivated to like go further, right? Because like if your sets are 2 or 3 minutes long, does it really fucking matter if you're talking to the hottest girl in the world or just a regular girl? It doesn't, right? It's not like you're gonna get laid. I mean, you can. I'm just saying, like for me, I understood that this was all part of a process. So when I got better with game, then it's like, all right, well, then now it makes sense to go to LA, to fucking drive to San Diego. And then when I really got better, I just ended up moving to Vegas where, dude, the second I moved to Vegas, I was pulling every fucking week, So because I had all the skills, I could talk to anybody at that point, right? And then the logistics were amazing. So you don't need the best girls right now to practice. I think right now, just focus on getting over approach anxiety, right?
Yeah.
I know it sucks, but I would say I'm more of a realistic dating coach where I kind of balance the feedback based on your work and your living situation, because you have to optimize game based on your current life parameters, right?
Yeah.
So the parameters of somebody who has a 50 hour work week, who lives in a certain city in Germany, is going to be different than somebody that maybe is already retired and living in Thailand, right?
Yeah.
So, so it's just, it really just, you just got to work with what you have for now.
Yes. What is your experience with pulling girls from the club? In my experience, it was that led to nothing. So it was just like a one-night stand. For like 90% of those, or more than 90%, it didn't go further than a one-night stand. Is this normal? Do you make the same experience, or?
Well, that's really on you, right? That's you're picking who to open, who to pull, and what to do after the pull. So that's on you, right? So there are many girls that I pulled. I have many encounters of both, right? There are a lot of girls where I pulled that, it was just a one night stand, and then there were a lot of girls I pulled that I've continued to see for years. So it really just depends on what, right? If you're pulling girls where you have no interest and you don't even like her that much, and she had a few drinks, then you're screening for a one night stand, right? But if you're going to nightclubs or whatever bars, and you're targeting sober girls, and you actually have conversations with a lot of, there's a lot of similar values or career or whatever, then absolutely. Like obviously the clubs matter a lot, right? So the quality of the club will dictate a lot of things because you can't universally say night game. Because in Vegas, you know, it's for people that go to clubs that don't even normally go to clubs. If that makes sense, because like they are only going to a club in Vegas because they're in Vegas, or like they're there for a business conference and their company paid for the outing or whatever, right? Their company paid for a table and they had to be there anyways. So in Vegas, there's a lot of girls that, you know, they're here for a tech conference, they're here for a physician conference, and you know, they happen to be at the club. And I like those really smart girls. So there's absolutely potential to have a continued interaction with them after hooking up. Right. So it really depends on the venue. If your venue, you know, like, yeah, if you're going to like a trashy venue and the girl's on cocaine, you know, you pull her or whatever with certain expectations of, yeah, it's probably going to be a one-night stand. So it's heavily going to be dictated on where you go, who you're screening, and then what you do after hooking up.
Okay. And how many dates or I ask a different question.
Yeah.
How much time should I wie soll ich das jetzt sagen, verdammt, auf Englisch? Should I pull on the first meeting, or should I have like 1 or 2 dates if I approach her on the street? Should I try to pull her same day?
Try fast, then go slow.
Okay.
Makes it look. You got to understand in this year. Look, let's just say you practice game for 2 years. You're gonna have like dozens, 50 dates lined up. So you just mix it up, right? I mean, that's the beauty of. I mean, yeah, I've gone on dates where it's just coffee. I don't like coffee dates anymore, right? I've gone on dates where it's coffee. I've gone on dates where it's just tag along while I go to the gym. I've gone on dates where just come to my house at 3 a.m. These are not solid game, by the way, but I've done everything, right? Like I've done it all. I've gone on dates where like I fucked in the first 3 minutes of the first date, right? I've gone on dates where I didn't even get a hug. Like, so if you go on a lot of dates, naturally it's gonna pan out the way it's gonna fucking pan out, right? Like, you got to understand how things end up happening isn't how you always anticipate it. It's just going to happen the way it is. So you should just try to do it faster, right? So, and once you have the data, you can kind of assess like what is the issue, right? Because you're kind of like, here's what I see it. Because you're kind of a nice guy, you should do less nice guy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, some guys I say, hey, go on more dates. Some guys I say, try to close faster. It just depends on you, right? I have students who are like complete assholes where they'll just fuck a million girls on the first date and they have zero retention skills. So for those guys, I'm going to be like, yo, can you like go on more than one date? You know what I mean? Can you stop doing the same date over and over again? Because they'll have like one optimized first date and you know, it's like they have one trick up their sleeves. But that's going to hurt them long term because they only know how to do one thing. So I'm going to tell those guys, hey, how about day 2? Do some daytime shit during day 2. Like do some more activities. Because you can't just like every fucking day you just invite a girl over and then you fuck. The girl's like, all right, well, like this is retarded. Right? So, but you're not that guy. You're probably the guy that's going to go on a lot of dates and not do anything. So for somebody like you, I'm going to be like, well, I don't know, but I'm just for somebody like you, I would say try to optimize for making things happen faster earlier. Like if you can do it on, that's what I say. It's not about like, should I target the second date or third date? It's really on the girl. Like you like the way I see it, if I think the girl can be closed on the first day, I'll close on the first day. If I think she can be closed on the second day, then I'll close her on the second day, right? But if she's giving signs that, but I always have the plan ready. If
Yes.
if the signs are there, I make the logistics good enough where like if she's down, I'll make it happen on the first date.
Yes. Yes.
And it happens all the
Thanks.
time, like I went on a date. This was like many years ago. I went on a date with this girl, right? I didn't close because she had a fucking tattoo done. It was so stupid, She had a whole tattoo on the side of her leg, right? Like this giant like sleeve for her leg. And she had saran wrap all, this whole fucking saran wrap down her leg. And I couldn't, I don't know. I couldn't close because her leg's all fucked from the tattoo, right? So, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, yeah, she's in my bed. Like, I'll probably just close on a second date, right? And then a week later, she like ended up moving to Guam, and then she found a boyfriend like within 2 days of moving to Guam. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit, right? So I've remembered, like I get burned in my brain instances where like shit fucking happens, and then you have these like things ingrained in your head, right? I remember one time I was pulling a girl from the club, and like these casinos had 2 twin towers and 2 parking lots that were like symmetrical. One was like on one side, the other was on the other side. I took the girl to the wrong parking lot, and I was like looking for my car, and I fumbled like I went to the 3rd floor, then the 4th and the 5th. The girl's like, all right, you don't know your car. And then she left, right? And it's kind of, in my mind, I'm like, dude, I worked an hour for this set and I fucked it up because I didn't remember the parking lot. And these are the things where you fuck up and then you never forget ever again.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, you should always, dude. I'm telling you, man, like most girls that you meet online, most girls where things are happening, they're not waiting that many dates. I really believe that 70-80% of girls are closable on the first date.
Okay, nice.
So
That's nice.
Let me think here. Yeah. My first date close rate is probably like 70%. So, but I also like don't go on that many dates now. I do screen quite a bit. So I already know. There's like when I go on a date, there's no like mystery. It's like I already know we're gonna fuck. So I kind of take a little bit. What's that?
Girls have like plans. I keep running into this shit where like girls have like plans early the next morning and stuff, and like I feel like I need to like screen better on that.
Yeah, just like, hey, I want to make sure you don't have any plans the next day.
Yeah, I have another question. Just one, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. How much do you think do looks matter, like body fat percentage, muscles and stuff? How much does it matter?
I mean, it matters, but not as much as. I mean, so does money, so does status, right? So, I think. All right. So there's a huge thing with looks maxing, right? You got to prioritize based on like your budget and like what's your ranking in other areas, right? So like, I think even if you're, it depends. Yeah, it depends on how much money you have. Like if you had infinite money, I would, yeah, like maybe get a hair transplant if you want to, right? I think losing body fat is good, but you're not even approaching. So I think approaching down is going to be very important, right? I'll tell you. Look. It's better to learn game first and then do looks maxing.
Okay. That's good.
Here's the thing, right? Like the order of operation matters. You want to make sure that you can approach first consistently before you really like go hardcore into looks maxing. Because the reality is guys who look max first never end up learning game because
Yeah.
or they're perpetually dating sevens.
Like
Mm.
what's happened with me too is like I feel like the more money I've gotten and like the more attractive I've gotten, I feel like also I kind of get like entitled to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's like kinda
It's like it's kind of like it's kind of like having money when you're like you give your kids a lot of money when they're a kid. Or, you know, then we
Makes
look,
sense.
I generally have harder time teaching guys that are really good looking.
Yeah. Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Guys, what the fuck, man? Jesus Christ. They're like cleaning the house. Obviously, you can be looks max, or you could be really good looking and be disciplined. But the reality is, you know, I have a lot of clients that are good looking. They just don't do shit. They don't fucking work on their verbals. They don't fucking plow. Same thing, rich crypto guys. They just don't do shit. They're like a lot of crypto dudes I know. They're like fucking degenerates, right? This motherfucker. You think, you know, going to some like, you think like going to some place where you're paying for girls. These motherfuckers will get a boat with like 30 women, you know, like all like paid. You know, it's like, you know, I'm out here being, oh, you got to work on your verbals, you know, and then you get some crypto dude with like $100 million, like on a boat with like
Damn.
30 escorts. You know, it's just like they just don't fucking, you know, it's how do you tell them to do shit? You know, it's very hard. But yeah, a lot of guys. I had a student, right? This guy was very good looking, and he would just talk to girls for like 30 seconds, then he would stop talking. I'm like, dude, and yeah, he would only get sixes. He would get aggressive sixes. Like he would wait for women to like approach them, right? So look, get the skills. You know, go through the rite of passage, learn how to plow, do all that, and then do the looks max, and then life's great, right? It's kind of like me. When I started game, I didn't have that much money. You know, when I started pickup, I was an engineer making like $70K a year. It was not a lot of money. It was like pretty mid, you know. It wasn't like I wasn't dirt poor. But, you know, I was still conscious about a lot of things. Like at that time, making $70K a year, if you're paying $40 for a club entrance or you're paying $20 for parking, that's a lot. You know, like $70K in California was not pimping. So I had to learn the game the hard way. So I can like not use money. But then once you learn the fundamentals and then you have money that gives you the convenience factor, it just makes life really easy. I don't have to lead with money. But like money just makes a lot of little things easier. You don't have to stress out on like bullshit, right? So that's what I say. You don't want to start learning game with too much money, and you don't want to like just focus on looks maxing, because I do have guys that like they're so into the looks maxing, their personalities is just intolerable. So, but look, realistically for you, I think getting lean is totally fine. I think that's the ROI makes sense. I think that's for your health and just in general. I think getting lean is like, it's nothing too crazy. So I think if you want to just do more cardio and work on your diet, I think that's fine. I think hair transplant, yeah. Do you want to blow between 5 to 10K?
Do you really think it's important to have hair? Is it so important?
I don't know. Like it
It depends on the girl.
Depends on the person. But I would say if you're gonna be a ball guy, be a jack ball guy. You can't be a fat ball guy. That's not cool, right? Well, look, man. I'm not gonna tell you to do anything crazy right now, because there are plenty of guys with hair that still struggle with women. So it's not like, oh, you have hair, you're not gonna have to deal with rejection. You know, like so just understand that. I would say, look, this is what I would say. Okay, do cold approach for 3 months, get good at approaching. Okay. And then if you want, so now you have a baseline, right? So like you've been approaching for 3 months, you have a baseline, and you're like, does hair really make a difference? Because when you're shit, then you don't know. If you're shit, you don't know if it's the hair or if it's your game is shit, right? But let's just say,
of course.
all right, you do 3, 4, 5, 6 months of consistent cold approach. You have a baseline of like where your results are. Like you have a trending line of your batting average. And then you can just do don't get a hair transplant yet. Just get a toupee.
No.
Like just get a toupee for 1 week, right? It's not that expensive. It's like $100, whatever. I don't know. It's like $150.
And then
right?
I'm getting ripped instead.
So
And
yeah,
I
just
don't
get-
want hair anyway.
Yeah, but anyway, the toupee is kind of cool. Like they just glue it on, they cut it, it looks like real hair, and then go out for a week and see if there's a fucking difference, right? But I'll
That's
say
an interesting experiment. That's pretty interesting.
now
Yeah.
because this is the best route of approach without jumping to conclusions and without spending a lot of money right? Maybe
True.
maybe you get good with cold approach and you're getting good results and you're happy and you're like confident with your head or whatever, then you don't need to do all that, right?
Mhm.
But you don't want to look smacks first and then it was
Yes.
all a lie. You know, like it's like
Yes.
because for me when I graduated college, the first thing I thought was like, oh, I need to get muscles, you know. So at age 23, you know, I started going on bodybuilding.com. I was buying protein shakes. I was doing this, I was doing that. And I gained like 40 pounds of muscle and I was still not getting girls. And I was like, oh, interesting, right? Because like girls not gonna approach you. You still have to approach girls. So basically, like from 22, 23 to 28, it was all a lie. Like the muscles only helped after I started approaching, right? So it's kind of like the synergies. Certain synergies don't happen until like prerequisites are done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Yes,
So-
100%.
Yeah. So do having a nice physique help me? Of course, but not if I didn't do any approaching at all, right? Like it's not like girls are fucking climbing down my chimney because I'm 200 pounds. So, I think that I would say just for now, lean out,
Okay.
maybe get a little bit of a tan, focus on your cold approach, and then maybe test out a toupee. Whatever. It's like low, you know, it's like a couple $100. You can test it out.
Thank you so much. I will do.
Cool. Any other questions?
No, I think I'm good too. One thing that I think was interesting with that recording that I sent you is like at the end, like I feel like she's completely like changed her tone. Like right before she left, she's like, "Thanks for everything, goodbye." Like it's like almost like it was
Yeah, she respected you for fucking having boundaries.
Yeah.
She
I don't know,
knew
just
you
seemed
made
like-
up your mind.
Yeah.
Listen, okay, so just take all that energy and just chop it up into 20 pieces and spread it out intermittently earlier, right? And then you'll be good. Yeah. Do you think it's still worth? Because again, I'm flying back to Vegas probably earlier of February. Like I said, if it's within your budget, I do think it would be worth doing a cold approach boot camp.
Yeah, I think it's just it's a little price a little too high for me. I mean, I
Okay.
think like if anything I was thinking about doing the pictures, but I was shopping around and like I feel like I could probably
Well, we can talk about pricing offline, but we could probably negotiate a little bit. But cool. All right, guys, keep up the good work. But make sure next week I want the audios. Just give me like 4 or 5 audio clips. And enjoy your upcoming weekend. Talk to you later.
Will do. Bye.
All right, bye. All right, guys, just wrapped up the coaching call. There's 14 of you guys. Do you have any questions? So I have quite a few weekly coaching calls. This would be a good time to sign up because I don't have a whole lot of guys. So you can really get a deep dive into what's going on in your life, right? And you could tell that every single week, the guys on the calls are learning massive amounts of new things. And it's just good to get perspectives. It's really easy to do the same thing, get the same results. So if you like what you heard on this coaching call and you like the breakdowns, etc., schedule a consultation call with me. Just go to stemtostud.com. There's a form, schedule a call, takes 2 minutes. Yes, where would you do day game in Bali? To be honest, there's a lot of girls everywhere, man. Just walk around. I mean, everywhere, right? You can go to the monkey. It doesn't matter, dude. I would say do night game too, right? Go to Finn's, go to Old Man's. There's a lot of nightclubs. I mean, there's so many girls walking around everywhere, to be honest. You don't need to be down to explore. Right? Chengdu, if you're into Russian girls, white girls, the gyms here are pretty amazing. There's a gym called Raw Gym. There's a gym called Nirvana. There's a gym called Obsidian. Everybody is jacked. Everybody's on steroids. No. Philippines and Thailand is not the best for dating, especially if you're a newbie and you're just going to get lady boys and low quality girls. You gotta look, you can't say a country is good for dating without additional criteria. What kind of man are you? What kind of woman are you looking for? You know what I'm saying? Are you trying to find a girl who goes to Harvard? You're not going to find that in the Philippines, right? So you got to define, like, hey, am I a multimillionaire looking for a future wife kind of dating? Am I a brokey looking for some village for any pussy in a village dating? You know what I'm saying? So you got to define like the metrics here. And then also as far as like dating in Bali is concerned, let me unshare. You shouldn't go to Bali just to like bang chicks. Like, you should go to Bali for what people go to Bali for, which is activities. You should go to Bali because you enjoy nature, going to the gym, eating whole foods, and if you meet some girls along the way, you know what I mean? Bali is not Vegas. It's not like I'm just gonna practice cold approach and I'm gonna turn into a machine. In my opinion, Bali, you should just do saunas and go lift and do cold plunges, talk about health, and then do some approaches on the side. All right, who's got other questions? Let me hear them. Let's see. Should I switch my approach on apps if I'm trying to date more intentionally, or you should treat them all the same? I think you should change how you're selecting the girls and how you're filtering. Yes. Let's see what else. No, because Andrew stole my YouTube channel, so he can go fuck himself. Let me tell you a little bit about Andrew. The guy just cares about banging women. He has no work ethics. He's lazy as fuck. He has no responsibilities, and he got fired from every job. He keeps distracting my employees. And the reason I had to fire him was because he asked my camera guy, he wanted to fuck this Brazilian girl. All right, this is a side story. Okay. I had a partner. He had pretty good game, right? Very charismatic guy. So I was like, maybe I can, work your way, help you like become a coach one day. So But he was just trying to fuck everybody's girls. He would try to be my Eskimo bro. Like I hooked up with this girl in Korea, and like 6 months later, he flies to Korea just to fuck the same girl. I'm like, dude, that's kind of weird. You could bang anybody. Why you gotta get sloppy seconds with some girl that I hooked up like 6 months ago, right? So he really wanted to fuck this Brazilian girl. And then, of course, the Brazilian girl had a friend. And he wanted my cameraman to wing him. So he was like, instead of just being a normal person and be like, hey, I would like this girl. Could you please help me wing her? And just approach it in a way that's like, you know, a normal person. He was like, oh, hey, cameraman, Mike was working you too hard. This is bonding time. And so I really didn't like the fact that Andrew was super manipulative. He made it seem like he was doing the camera guy a favor. In reality, he just wanted the camera guy to wing him, right? So you got to understand the aspect of being a dating coach, only 5% of it is like getting girls. Like getting girls, the easiest part of being a dating coach. That is not what a dating coach is all about. It's about clients. If you're just banging chicks 24/7, you're not a good dating coach, right? So anyway, long story short, he convinces the camera guy that I was the bad guy. I was overworking everybody and that he needs to go out on a fucking Tuesday night for bro bonding time. And we had a 9 a.m. morning meeting call, right? Of course, they stay up to have like, they stayed up till 7 a.m., right? I wake up and I hear music and alcohol blasting downstairs, right? Andrew pulls he's fucking the Brazilian girl. And then the camera guy was just like sitting in the living room winging the friend. And I just got pissed. I'm like, and the thing is, our camera guy wants to feel part of the team. He wants to belong, right? He was like, he's actually really extroverted, but he wanted to like be in on the action. But again, it's like, if you're a camera guy, you need to be introverted. You can't be a camera guy and still want to be in the fucking footage, you know? So maybe that's like maybe I need to work on my hiring screening, right? So we have a camera guy who wants to be in on the action. We got Andrew who's trying to fuck everybody. They're out till 7 a.m. And yeah, I was just like, bro, we have fucking responsibility. So that really pissed me off. And then when he took the other channel, when he took Ricefield Rebels, he took the channel, changed the password. I was like, dude, yeah, dude, get the fuck out of my house. So we kind of parted ways. Anyways, so that's the story with Andrew. You gotta understand that, like, what is the lesson here? Sometimes girls, or sometimes guys that can get girls don't always make the best friends, right? You want guy friends that can get girls, but that's not the whole fucking, you know, it's not what they're spending 24/7 on, right? You want to make guy friends who can get girls, but they have other fucking life goals. They're gonna talk about other shit. You don't want a guy who is just like a sex addict all the time. All right. Have you considered getting glasses with a camera in it to record approaches? I have 2 of them. So yes, and I have many approaches with those glasses. How does he afford? He probably sucks off crypto dudes, dicks. Yeah, he has a lot of crypto friends, and maybe some of them gave him like insider knowledge, but yeah, I don't know. He kind of leeches off of. Listen, man, sometimes guys that are charismatic for a reason. Compensates for other lacking attributes. So, and yeah, the dude also does a lot of drugs. When he was in Colombia, he was fucking doing hella coke and 2C and all that other shit. So just, yeah, you got to understand, like, getting girls is cool, but too much is not good. It's everything is dose dependent. Any other questions, guys? Thanks. Did day game in Bali every time I went for breakfast and lunch. I'm glad you are doing boot camps in Bangkok. I'm broke now. I'm sure I get your boot camp in Bangkok. Yeah, dude. Look, if you're broke, I don't recommend doing day game. All right. Look, obviously I've been in the game for many, many years, right? 15 years. And I have probably done more cold approach than anybody. The problem when you're doing too much day game is like, you don't see the spectrum of what the other world, what other things have to offer, right? The problem with day game, and I got to make a separate video, is you're kind of just alone by yourself and you don't have metrics where you're comparing to other men, other successful men, right? You absolutely need to, if you're doing too much day game, you absolutely need to mix it up with night game. You got to hang out with some fucking ballers. You got to hang out with guys with boats. You got to hang out with guys with tables, and you got to hang out with naturals. The problem with day game is, you know, you're just in your own little vacuum chamber, and it's just not a very scalable option, right? I think day game is great, but it cannot be your one and only bread and butter for meeting girls. It is just not scalable, right? You cannot day game your way into, maybe you get lucky. I'm not saying you can't, but statistically, if you're just a random ass broke guy doing day game, you're not gonna day game your way into a fucking wife and legacy and the hottest chicks, usually, right? So look, if you're starting out, do some day game, transition to night game, work on your hustle, meet some ballers, and then start incorporating other aspects. Does that kind of make sense? Because yeah, day game, most guys are just loners. They're by themselves. You're not getting feedback from other guys. You're not seeing what's possible. So yeah, I mean, and also like a day game in certain areas are better than others. I would say like Asia, Latin America is better. America day game is actually pretty shit. So what should be the ultimate end goal of the game? Get a wife, have kids, send your kids. I mean, you do whatever you want, right? But like building a legacy, I want my kids to be successful, right? But you do whatever you want. Your goal is your life. You do what you want. But I'll tell you what, the end goal in day game isn't to wear a backpack and fucking do day game for 6 hours a day with really low batting average, right? So, like I said, it's good for approaching and getting easy practice, low barrier to entry. It's good if you're broke, but you don't get that hunger, right? It's like when you're doing night game and you see, here are things that can happen to you when you do night game. Let's say you're talking to a really hot girl, right? You're spitting game, you're talking to her for an hour, and then some baller comes by. He has a giant table. He doesn't even approach the girl. He has a fucking VIP host approach the girl, right? Within seconds, the girl leaves your interaction and joins that guy's table. I've seen that happen many times, right? So that's status, right? And that's money game. And I've had a lot of students talk to girls where they ended up just the promoters and the hosts just pull the girls, literally one sentence, hey, would you like to join our table? And then they fucking leave, right? All this work, 30 minutes of work, 40 minutes of work just goes down the drain, right? So I'm not saying you should use money to compensate game. Obviously, you should put in the work and run game without money, but it makes you hungry, or it makes you want to work at other areas in your life. But yeah, like you got to understand why dating coaches, why people work that hard. That's when you build something that's like true value, right? Like why does Elon Musk have a lot of status, right? He's already built something. He's built multiple companies. That's like true status. And you got to understand that, like, yeah, day game is cool, like approaching is cool, but like it is just one subset. You know what I'm saying? It cannot replace, like you can't just be a guy and the only thing you know is cold approach skills and you have no other skills in life. That's not going to give you good retention, right? You gotta, like, for a girl to want to stay with you long term, you got to be good in other areas. So let's see here. My end goal is black girls harem. I moved to Africa, bro. I've had a student that actually moved to Africa and started a harem. So VD Engineering is a guy who took my program, and funny guy. He loves thick black women. Well, that part is true. So, which is quite possibly the easiest sets to get attraction and close. So, hey, whatever, it makes him happy. And hey, my job is not to judge. My job is to just get you whatever goals. So if you like thick black women, thick Latinas, you're happy, right? I actually get stressed out when guys have unrealistic standards. You know, like sometimes I get a guy that's like 5'3", and they're like, I only talk to 6 foot tall blonde models. And it's just, I've had students like that. I've had guys with delusional confidence and ridiculous dating standards. And it's so frustrating. It's just like, no, I'm not going to talk to anybody unless they're 6 feet and a fucking blonde model. And we're walking around the club for like 2 hours, not finding a set. And I'm sweating because, like, my job, I'm always trying to deliver, right? So, but yeah, fat black girls, man, I will give you a money back guarantee. If you're into thick black girls and I don't get you to close, I will refund your money and I will pay you back another 20%. I will refund 120% of what you paid. All right, let's see here. When doing night game, I tried in bars and clubs. The problem is I had with clubs in Bali is it was too loud. I ended up screaming, but they couldn't hear anything I said, so I ended up in bars only. Your voice is a muscle, all right? So the more you practice in bars, the stronger your vocal cords. So if I don't do boot camps for a couple months, like, my voice starts to get weak and I start to get raspy. So you can absolutely get stronger through being in night venues. Yeah, if you go to night game once every couple months, your voice is gonna run. You're gonna lose your voice. So. All right, guys, this has been a very entertaining stream. Started out with a coaching call and ended with some Q&A. So again, as far as live streams, I'm doing 2 regular live streams a week, and we'll also be doing some coaching call live streams as well. If you haven't done so, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also get a free one-on-one call with me. Go to stem2stud.com. I'll type it, stem2stud.com. Okay. Just answer some questions, schedule a call. I will probably answer more dating related questions specific to you in like 20 minutes than what you've received in your whole life. So fill out the form, schedule a call, let's chat, totally free. And, if nothing else, I can guide you in the right direction. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.